Josh here. The sky is falling. Everyone is selling their Gothic at blowout prices. The game is dead. Go sell all your cards right now. Come on, guys. We all know this happens. What are we doing here? I see people flipping out. Oh my gosh, this store is selling it for $120. That is a great deal. If you see it for $120 and you got room in your budget, I would pick it up. But people, this store, they're 115, they're 120, they're 125. Boxes, cheap. Game is dead. Everyone's offloading. Nobody's playing Sorcery anymore. You all should have sold out before Gothic released. No. This is what happens every single time a set is released for Sorcery. This happens in other independent card games that have continued to exist without issue. Some have failed. Yes, they have. I've been a part of my fair share of dead TCGs, but that was a long time ago. But just because this particular vendor that is well known for fire selling everything that isn't one of the big products, that doesn't have anything to do with the health of Sorcery. All as it says is that this vendor does not want to support Sorcery and grow Sorcery. It doesn't want to put in that investment into Sorcery, and all they're doing is churning to get capital for the next big release for Magic or Pokemon or whatever it is that they prefer. That's all that means. Doesn't mean anything about the health of Sorcery in the game. We have seen astronomical growth in the size of the player base. Look at the number of subscribers on my channel. Look at the number of subscribers at Golden Eagle Cards. Look at the number of subscribers at Archive of the Realm. Look at it. It has skyrocketed because people are joining the game. Honestly, all these deals do is encourage people to buy in. Oh man. You know, I decided to try out that Sorcery game. You know, it looked pretty neat. And the new set just came out. And the boxes were going to be like $166. And I was like, I don't know. That's an awful lot for a booster box. But I got lucky. I got in on the deal from Vendor X at $120. And I was able to get a couple boxes for $120. So, you know, I am ready to go. There it is. That's what's happening. It's not that these companies are selling out because they have no faith in Sorcery. Maybe that's not. Maybe they don't personally have faith in Sorcery, but I have faith in Sorcery. If you're watching this video, you probably have faith in Sorcery. Yes, the model's different. And I don't think anyone in the TCG space understands how this one set of year model can really work. But we're still going. And we're growing. So, if you're an individual who is absolutely panicked that the game is dying, or you think the game is dying because all of these stores are offloading their Gothic, don't worry. That is not happening. We've got Sorcery Con coming up in just a few months. We've got the Gothic release next week. Everything's good. In fact, right now, this is the best time to enjoy Sorcery. That time around the set release. We only get this once a year. So don't be panicking about, obviously because these vendors are fire selling all their product, the game isn't going to make it. That's not what's happening. That's just those vendors doing what those vendors do. End of story. Sorcery is great. This is set release time. I'm going to have so much stuff to talk about over the next couple of months. I know I'm not going to get to all of it. And I know that the game is still growing because my subscriber count keeps going up. So it's not like there aren't new people coming in. And I will tell you, because I think some people are like really protective of like their channel analytics. I don't. I'll tell you whatever. I'm just out here having a good time. I have had more sustained growth for this channel since Gen Con of 2025 than I have had at any other time that I have been doing this. So what does that tell you? Since Gen Con in August, I have seen continuous growth at higher levels than I had previously. The game's growing. It is not dying. All these vendors that are fire selling product, it doesn't mean anything. It just means they're doing what they're doing because they want capital for the next big whatever. That's all it is. We're fine. We're going to be having a great time in a week, maybe sooner. Move on how fast this product gets into people's hands. We'll see. I'm wondering when the first street date break is going to happen. My prediction was December 2nd. I'm like, someone is going to weasel something out of distro, and they're going to, post it on December 2nd. Some pack openings or a box opening or something like that. I feel like, that could happen by December 2nd. It may happen earlier, it may happen later. Hopefully it doesn't happen at all. I don't want it to happen. I would much prefer that, everyone has the opportunity to get their product on the 5th and people start opening on the 5th and those opening videos happen on the 5th. But nature of the TCG business, unfortunately, these things tend to happen early. Just because people want to be the first. They want to get those clicks or whatever. And the clicks are more important than the game. But not to me. I will not be doing that. So, if you're worried about the health of sorcery, just stop it. This is fine. The thing you may want to worry about is all these people fire selling all this product, getting rid of it as fast as they can. It's getting bought up. How much is Gothic going to be in a couple months? Have you thought about it? Where is Gothic going to be at in terms of a price per box in January? In February? Sorcery Con coming up? We all know that Eric Curiosa now does these wave releases to distribution. We all know that. It's part of the model. It has to be part of the model because we get one set a year and they're not going to release the print run to distro on release date. They're going to send it out in waves, right? And I am one of the people that I believe they print it all up front and then they have some type of a holding agreement. And it's held somewhere, and then they release it to distro. That's my personal belief that what they're doing. I can't imagine they're, doing a print run, another print run. Like I think they tried to move away from that with beta because it resulted in a lot of, quality differences between the runs. And I would think they would want to avoid that with future products. Now, in terms of cost and the effectiveness of doing that, I can't speak to any of that because I don't know nearly enough about it. But what I can speak to is this. If they're doing waves, all these big stores are burning through their product as fast as they can. And then the next wave of Gothic isn't slated until March? What's a box of Gothic going to cost come February? Where's it going to be at? These deals for 120, those are good deals. I don't think anyone would argue, 120 is a terrible deal for Gothic. If anyone's making that argument, I don't know you're going to have to talk to me because I don't understand that. $120 for a box of Gothic feels pretty solid. But if there's not another wave until early spring, I don't know. I wonder if we'll get to a place. I remember when beta sold out the first time. I remember when those prices skyrocketed. I don't know that that'll happen this time. Because even with all these folks blowing out their product, there are stores that are not blowing out their product, that are holding the line at like 140, 145, even at 166. 166.60, right? Yeah, 166.60. Even, there are stores holding at that price. So I don't think that we're going to get to a point where it's like, oh, the boxes are now $400. But I definitely think we could be in a place where a box is MSRP. If Team Covenant has sold through, it could be in a place where, yeah, a box is $200. That could happen. Now, we won't know if that's going to happen or not until it happens. But the moral of this whole, or the moral, that is not the word I'm looking for. The point of this whole story is this. Sorcery is growing just fine. These vendors fire selling their boxes are just looking for the next big buck. That's it. And you can take advantage of this and get some really good deals on some boxes. So hopefully you're not paying more down the line because the next wave doesn't show up for a while. Maybe you've got some extra. I buy product to keep in case I need to help cover events, my local events. That's what I do. I try to buy product, have it. I actually, my earlier videos, people are like, look at you hoarding product. Yeah, I literally hoard product so that I can run events. Yeah, I'm a terrible human being. Let's not go there today. So it's just fine. Product sell through. Get yourself a good deal. And then when things are, in February, product's tight, you'll be like, oh, man, I'm glad I bought at that price. I'm not paying whatever the price is, whether it's, 150, 160, 200. I'm not paying that. Feel pretty good about it. That's where I'm at with it. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. But everything I see at the level that I'm at with Sorcery, all I see is a game that's growing. A game that is getting to more eyes. So much so that certain parties are looking to the game and trying to incorporate them into their environments. Because they see something that could have a serious future. Those are just my thoughts. As always, keep on contesting the realm!